We're back. It's sunny. It's not cold anymore. What is good, and welcome back to the Freestyle Trick Tip, where every week on this channel, me, MikeOsterBiz, I break down a freestyle skateboarding trick for you to go out and try. Now, if you don't know what freestyle skateboarding is, it kind of looks like this most of the time. Really, like, some of the time. It's a pretty diverse thing, and like everybody does it a different way, and it's kind of hard to put it in a box. We don't like boxes. Boxes are claustrophobic. But today, since we are back with the freestyle trick tip, I'm gonna talk about one of my favorite ones, and a trick that I kind of overdo generally when I'm doing rolling lines. It's the M80. Now, the full name of the trick is the Kickflip-M80, which sort of harkens back to a time when we would use the word kickflip to describe a trick where you hook your foot under the board and flip it around. Kind of like this. But nowadays, I guess it's kind of the pineapple flip or the old school kick flip, or really whatever goofy name you want to come up with to call it. But the M80 is a really fun one that you can pick up right now as soon as you're done with this video. Even if you're sitting in a basement right now, or you have a garage you can skate in. It's easy, it doesn't take a whole lot of room, you can do it. So to start the M80 kickflip, you're going to set up with your feet parallel in the center of the board. So if you haven't seen the old school kickflip trick tip we did in the top 5 freestyle tricks to learn, you can find that tag right here. You will start this trick by hooking your back foot, preferably, under the rail of the board, turning your shoulders to the opposite direction, jumping off of your front foot, and flicking up and over with your back foot. It's a hook flip. So your toe is actually hooking under the board and forcing it to begin a kickflip rotation. And you're gonna be landing switch. Mike, we know this one. We learned this one already. You told us this like 6 months ago. Make something new. I'm making something new. Be patient. Or skip ahead, I don't know. Once you have the kickflip motion down for this trick, you're kind of getting over the bolts, you're feeling comfy, you can do the initial flip. The real trick to M80s comes with a pivot. It's a lot easier once you sort of get the mechanics of it. You'll be doing the kickflip just like we said, but you'll focus on having your back foot landing on the nose of the board. Not over the bolts, but over the nose. Now once your feet plant on that nose, you're going to want to pivot 180 off the nose, sort of an end over, back to the regular position. That's where we get the M80 name for the trick. It's not just that you're hearing the board snap down after you land the trick, but you're hearing it snap a second time as you're pivoting it around back to the regular stance. It's 2 quick motions, but it's not as complicated as it sounds. So you know you have to land with your foot on the nose, but how do you do it, right? How can you trick yourself into making that a very easy step for you? This is how I do it. Now, the first tip that I have is to keep your shoulders facing forward. That's something that helps me big time when I'm doing M80s. Now, when I'm doing kickflips, I tend to rotate my shoulders a lot. I'll lead the flip by turning my shoulders in the direction that I want to flip the board. However, with the M80, I tend to keep my shoulders more square in the direction that I'm rolling. What this allows me to do is to rotate my hips as I need to do the kickflip, but then it also allows me to quickly turn my hips back to the right side and back to the regular position, and without needing to give extra motion and exert extra force into the trick. It's about conserving the amount of movement you have to do with your shoulders so you can maintain your balance. That's science, y'all. I'm like Bill Nye right now, right? So just get back to the trick. So the second thing that I focus on is staring at my nose. I will be staring at my nose and focusing all of my attention on that one spot, that little pinpoint on the nose that I want my back foot to plant on. I'm not paying attention to where the board's slipping. I'm not looking at the ducks crossing the street ahead of me, the traffic that's flying towards me as I'm doing the trick. Those can all wait. The goal is to land with that foot on the nose. If you can find that point, that sort of pinpoint on that spot, I like looking at my bolts that hold my skid plates in, for instance. That will help you immensely in finding the right spot to place your foot. Now, of course, as always, bend your knees, take the impact that you will kind of get from this trick, and just focus on rolling away and keeping it smooth. Maybe throw it in a line if you're getting pretty comfy with the trick. Do like some shove-its or like a, I don't know, an impossible or whatever you're working on. This trick goes so well in rolling lines, especially if you're riding a single kickboard, which I am clearly not anymore. Being able to throw the board around and set it up for a trick where you would have to skate the board backwards comes in handy. So I hope you enjoyed this one. I have a bunch of other variations that you can check out if you're mastering the classic M80 kickflip. Here are some of them, and I will see you guys later in the week for another video, hopefully. I'm sorry for last week. We were back in Illinois, and it was 3 degrees for most of the time that I was there. So as much as I wanted to film, it just didn't happen. But I hope you can understand. I hope everybody's having a great 2018 so far, and I hope it's gonna be an amazing, progressive year for all of us. Stay tuned and keep dancing. Watch these.